This is Colleen in the Crafty Basement. The Crafty Basement. Colleen Ciascio. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator independent, and I craft St. Paul, Minnesota, Como Park area in my basement, and I have a blast. I also do classes, and they're fun and exciting. They're small numbers, so you shouldn't feel intimidated. And I'm funny, and I'm really good at fixing mistakes that are made, especially mine. So I'm so glad you're here. Give me a shout out if you want to on the comments so I can say hi. Um, I am doing these Tuesday night lives on YouTube just to do random things. I do it to keep me in the know of what things are going on. And also, it keeps me crafting. So I just don't sit there and look at paper and ink and tools and say, okay, why am I doing this? I am doing it for fun. So thank you for joining us in. Sure as heck hope that this isn't backwards, even though it looks like it is. Also, if you haven't subscribed to me or subscribe to my channel, it'd be great if you did. Just press the subscribe button. You'll get a notice when I go live, which is 7 o'clock on Tuesdays, Central Time. And we have a lot of fun. So, good evening. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. Okay, well, tonight we've been using Designer Series paper or Designer D Series SP paper. And just doing a whole bunch of different things with it. Last week we did a fun fold over card, and that was fun. Hi, Jan. How are you? So I'm going to ask you, my words, you can read them and they're not backwards. That's all I need to know, and then I'll stop freaking. But anyway, this paper is 6x6. It's in the spring catalog. It is, and I've been saying it all night now. Of course, I can't remember, but that's okay. You don't need to use this. You need to use any kind of Designer Series paper, DSP, that is two-sided, and all Stampin' Up! Is two-sided. And the sides should go together. Like these two go together because you're going to see both parts of what project that you're going to be doing. And we're going to be doing two different projects. So make sure they go together. Sometimes it's hideous what happens. And you don't want to make hideous things. Well, you may not know, but this Sunday is Easter Sunday, and in the Christian tradition, also the secular part of the world, we celebrate making Easter baskets and doing eggs and chocolate and baskets. So we're going to be making this basket, and this one I learned from the Paper Pixie. I forget her real name, but she's at the Paper Pixie. She is always making 3D items, and they are a lot of fun. So I made that one, and I made this one. And the name of the paper just left my brain again. This one, I have to make about only 10 baskets to use as little the plates at the dinner table. So that should be fun. So we're going to make this one, and this is another one that I did. This has been around like forever. But if you look, there's more room inside to put candy. So the kids might get the big one and the adults get the little one, or opposite, the kids will get the little one and the adults can eat more. But I think in here you could put shredded grass or whatever. So we're going to be making this one first. This one is, I learned from the Paper Pixie. And as I said, she's really good. You will need a 6x6 piece of paper. You will also need, and I have found, liquid glue is the best. And because I did two, obviously. I showed you two. And I did this one with two-sided tape, like a tape runner. And this one I did with liquid glue. This one did not stay together. The handle kept coming off, so I had to re-glue it. Liquid glue to do that. And then this one I stay together. Thank. Hey, hi. And again, I'm just reading it. So again, I think we'll do this one first. And you will need a paper trimmer as well. And you will need your brain so that you can figure out a little bit less, 3/4 of an inch, which is, look it up. Oh, it is 16th. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11/16 by 6. So you're basically going to be cutting 6 strips from your designer series paper. And I see that I'm going to run out of room over there. The 16th inch is, if you look, this is a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, but I think a lot of them do. Here you've got 3/4. Where am I? 3/4 of an inch. Bring it back in. You have your 1/2 inch mark, 3/4 of a mark. Then you have this little tick right before 3/4 of an inch, and that's the 11/16. And again, I want 6 strips cut from that, and I'm going to do that. I thought I could do it fast, but whenever I do anything fast, I kind of mess up. So there's 1. There's 2. So Easter, we are going to my daughter's in-laws up north by Moose Lake for Easter. And I'm excited because I became a grandmother in January. January, and Finian will be there. Of course, my daughter will be there, and her husband will be there also. But who am I excited to see? The baby, of course. That's 3. The baby. He was here this weekend. We had a house full. Tom's sister and her sister, his sister's daughter, and his niece, came up to visit from how warm it is in Florida and how cold it is in Minnesota. We were generous and we turned our heat up for them so they would freeze. It was still cold to them, but it was so warm for us. It was very hard to sleep and just to be without putting shorts on, shorts on and a tank top. But they had their heavy sweaters on and 2 pairs of pants and some socks, maybe 2 pairs of socks. Pretty funny. Okay, so right now I have whatever's left is just something you can use for later. Let me see. Can't get it up. I don't even have fake nails. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I'm going to put my cutter behind. Maybe I'll use that for another part. Okay, so you're going to need 1 for the handle. I'm going to put that aside as well because we don't need it right now. That means you'll have 4 strips left and 1 more. This is the hardest part of all, is to try to decide what part you want as the lower part of the basket and one part you want as the top. Since I already have this dark up here, I think I will go with this as the top. This is the top of the basket. So I'm going to put that down. Put this down and then lay out the 4 ones that I'm going to use. 3, 4. Why do I have an extra one? It will come to me later because I don't even know why I have an extra one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I must have cut 7. That's the way to keep your brain old by thinking, holy moly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put my liquid glue down on the bottom half. I wonder if I'm forgetting anything. This is just, I've started out quick and I'm already into the project. But okay, so then you're going to take your, this is going to make it flatten. That's fine. You want to put the glue halfway up. You could put it more, but I think it'll dry before you need to. And you're going to meet the edge and the edge here. Oh, I also wanted to tell you about the 6x6, the DSP paper. It should probably be non-directional. So if it's like stripes going this way and you want them to go that way or whatever, you really shouldn't use that. You shouldn't use something that's could be viewed either way. Okay, once you have that one on there. I also noticed when I was using the liquid glue, it gets give you a little bit of time, but you do need it to dry before you can get to the second half of putting these things together. That's just how it is. So again, I'm going to carefully put my strip on, meeting the top, and then butting up against here. So on the directions below in the description, it says 11/16 as your measurement, but it also has 3/4 of an inch just to give you an idea. I did try to 1/4 of an inch, and you know what? That did not work at all. The basket came out. It just you need more for the end here. So by doing the 11/16, you actually are gaining a little bit each time. So now you have your strips. We kind of want to wait for them to dry a little bit. Oh, that's not so bad. Then you're going to take your liquid glue. Julie, the baby picture. Oh, Julie DiMatteo is the paper pixie. Julie DiMatteo. If you look in the comments section, Jan has written it down for me. No, she's not my moderator. She's just one of my bestest friends, and she helps me with words. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the very first strip you put on, which is towards the bottom. You're going to take it, and since you want all of this to be the inside of your basket, you're going to bring it up and you're going to again butt it up against here and then also at the very top. When I saw them, I thought that this might have been like folded over at the top, but it's not. It's everything is butted up to the edge. So if you're particular, which I'm not, so this one's not so good, but just be very careful and slow. The next one again, you're going to bring it up and meet it at the top. This is where the liquid glue is great. You can move it around a little bit. However, you have to hold it until it dries, which is sometimes not good if you're impatient, but I'm patient tonight. I'm drinking my chamomile tea with a hint of blueberry taste. Okay, so again, you're going to bring that one up to the very top. And then your very last one. I suppose if we did this for St. Patrick's Day, what we could have done was made it out of green and made it into a pot of gold and put little gold coins in it. There we go. Okay, I'm going to hold that for a little bit. While I'm doing that, I'm going to put some more glue on the end here. There we go. And then I'm going to put this last half an inch. I'm going to bring it over. So I don't know if you can see it, not good that way. But inside I'm butting up the first one and the first strip and the last strip so that it's nice and tightly woven. I don't know why that's crooked, but I don't know why that's like that, but that's fine. There we go. She also said that they will stand up if you have something in it, and she put her chocolates in there. But I didn't dare bring my chocolates down because they may not probably, okay, so they probably would not have lasted while I was sitting here. So I'm looking in my basket to see if I have I'm putting eggs and jelly beans, but here I've got two, I don't know, some kind of candy so that it sits up like that. Then what, of course, which you probably figured out, you're going to decide if you want, oh boy, this is going to be hard, whether you want the flowered side as the, mm, or the darker side as the handle. And because I like the darker side, it's more of a contrast. So I'm going to use the darker side. And because I'm going to do that, I'm going to put some glue down here, probably on the last half an inch. Glue down here on the last half an inch. And I don't know why, but I always think if I leave it for a few seconds, it'll dry a little bit and make it more tacky. I don't know if that's true or not. So what I'm looking here for now is, I'm going to take out those candies. Here's the seam, and I want to go over that seam just so that it's not showing. You could leave it there if you want to, but I'm not. So again, I'm going to hold it for a few minutes. Let me see, what did I get? I got my chocolate at Aldi's. Their chocolate is so good. It's not dollar store chocolate or the Dollar Tree. That's kind of, remember Palmer chocolates, Palmer, or is not, it's a very popular cheap chocolate, but I want to put something a little more tasty. And a friend of mine at Christmas told me that all these chocolates, like Chocolateur or something, I don't know what the name of it is actually made by a really famous chocolate company. Not Ghirardelli. It might be Dove, but I'm not sure. But there we go. So now we have a little basket. Isn't that cute? Oh my gosh, you guys, it is now like 18 minutes after 7. I would say 15 minutes for this with my talking. Okay, so I have used these from, there is a punch that goes with this paper. Paisley Park, something Park. Anyway, it has a punch with it, and it punches out 3 flowers and a leaf. Well, I took 2 of the flowers from the something Park Starburst. Oh yeah, the candy Starburst. Thank you, Jan. Anyway, it's in the spring catalog, which you still have about 3 weeks left to put an order in if you want any. But it's 6x6. Anyway, it comes with a punch and a stamp set. Jan taught me this, and what I have down here is a mat that is squishy. And we sell, like, of course, I took the smaller one out because it's easier to handle, but we sell the bigger ones in the catalog. And I don't even know if it's coming out in the new catalog. Oh, well. Oh, Regency Park, Jan says. The paper is Regency Park. And it comes with with that punch that you can punch out the flowers and everything. But she taught me when you put it on this pad, and this is not Stampin' Up, but it has a rounded edge on it. I couldn't find my my not my stamparatus, my pick a tool. Anyway, if you press on it and go around in it, what it does is it gives a rounded 3D effect to your flower, so that when you layer them, they kind of sit out rather than just being flat. Here, let me get these other 2. Rather than it just being flat like this, it actually gives a dimension to it. So again, you just push it back down, and I push it hard, so that gives it more. Then you're going to put a little bit of glue on the little one and stick it in. And then I have these adhesive back milky dots. And I could put the dark blue on there, but it really doesn't go. And I could put this color. So I think I will. I haven't used this one. And that kind of goes with the color that's right there. So I use these pokey tools are really good to get off your things, your dots. There we go. Now I have that, and I'm going to use a small dimensional. I don't have to use the dimensional, but this way it'll stick on quicker. So I'm going to put that in the middle, take off the paper, take off the paper, and then put it on the side of my basket. And this I didn't give this enough time to dry. Okay. So it is squishing all around. There we go. There we go. And we're done. And then you fill it with your candy, or I don't think it'll fit gift cards and stuff, but there you go. You have your table decorations for your Easter dinner. Or I was even thinking May 1st comes and the tradition, I don't know who started this tradition, but May baskets, where you can make little treat baskets for May and somehow maybe get some, like roll up a seed packet and put it in there with some candies and chocolate and hand it out. You should see what I'm doing. And then hand it out to your neighbors and friends. So there's one there. Yay, one and done. So now I have 3, 7 to go. 1, 2, 3. And you know how if I did this one, I would have put the pink or whatever color this is around the top, but that's for next time. So now this one, as I mentioned, this one is been around forever, and it is so quick and easy. And let's try this now. Hey, I think I'll use the same paper just so you can see how cute, which one you would rather do. Okay, so you have your 6x6 paper and you have your scorer. You can use a scoreboard, you could fold, but I don't know how you do it in thirds unless you were really good. Okay, I'll get rid of my cutter and I'll put this down here. Very cute. Thank you very much, Jan. So I'm going to put this at the 2-inch mark. And I'm going to put this down and I'm going to score it there. Then I'm going to bring it up at the 4-inch mark and I'm going to score it there. Then I'm going to turn it 90 degrees. And I think I'll start at 4 this time. Why? Why not? And then bring it down to the 2. You don't want to press too hard or you'll go right through the thinner paper you have here. You can do it out of cardstock too if you want it. So now I have, you can't see either side. What I'm going to do, is I'm going to fold it on all the lines we just made. So it's 2 inches all the way around, and there's 4 score lines, 2, 2, and 2, because 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, and this is 6x6 paper. So you could do it 8 inches. Okay, class, what would we then put it at if it was 8 inches? 8 divided by 3 doesn't work. Use 9 by 9. You could do 3, 3, 3, or you could figure out whatever those fractions are. Okay, so now I have a piece of 6x6 that has 9 little squares in it. You're going to take your scissors, except I'm going to use these scissors. And you're going to, on this side here, if you're holding it like this, on the bottom side, you're going to cut and cut a little notch. Cut a little notch. And back in the day when I was making these, I didn't do it, the way where they take just another little sliver so that it fits nice. And all my things would come out wonky. And I would cry because my upline, Lynn, would always have these like really great things that she would have us do in our little meetings. And mine would never turn out very nice. It always came out wonky. So then years later, maybe about 2 or 3, they started teaching us to take off just this little paper out of the notch that you made. It make a difference. It really makes a difference. I could probably talk to you about the new catalog coming out. They're doing a color refresh, which is always refreshing, only because they bring back some colors that were in colors and add them to our base of 48 colors. And then they take some away and then they add brand new colors. This year, they're only adding 4 colors that have never been seen before to go into our base colors, which is good. Oops, I didn't tell you. And then you turn it around 90 degrees so that you have your flaps on the top and on the bottom. The next part, I don't know in the new catalog, but I think in the old catalog they have brads. Remember these from like, oh my gosh, we kept using them years and years ago. Oopsie. What am I going to do? Oh, I was so smart. You guys, you say you have no idea what I'm saying because I'm picking out the ones that are long because I'm old and I can't see very well. So these have two different sizes, and it could be that I combined them. But anyway, I mean the lengths of the little tails here, and I'm just going to do that. So I took out two of the brads, and then you can use your foam pad again. You'll need that, and then you're going to need a pokey tool. Now I was looking for my paper punch that's like 1/16 of an inch that I know that Stampin' Up has no longer to punch these holes, but there you go. I think I'm going to use this as a handle because it matches, and I'm going to, this was left over from the last basket. So I'm going to cut this. I could use my paper trimmer, but why? When I can show you how well I cut straight. I won't put it up to a line so you can see that it's not as straight as I think it is. Okay. So now you're going to take your two sides and you're going to make a V here. Oops, I would put this in the middle. That's what I did. I put that in the middle, and then I put this side up and this side up to make a side. So I've got there, and I just kind of try to make it equal. And then I'm going to turn it around like this. Can you see here? Yeah, you can. And here's the top of the inside square. I want to go down about 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch. And I'm going to, oops, I don't want to do it on my good mat. Okay, and then I'm going to make a nice big hole. I didn't make my hole big enough last time. And I had a little bit of trouble putting the little teeny tiny thing through here, even with my glasses. And then I'm going to poke a hole here at the end of my strip as well. Pull it out. Okay. Now the trick is you take your brad and you get it in your hand, find your hole. Drop the brad. Find the hole again. And the time too, I took it apart and then try to put it together again and try to find the holes. Don't do that. Keep their hole and then keep it together. There we go. That's much more. Okay, let's try this. Oh, no, I could see through it. I can see through it. I should be able to put, and then I made the mistake of flipping out the sides. I'll show you that in a minute, and having to straighten them out to put the handle on. That was crazy because they all bent and I wasn't able to do it. This should be working. There we go. Okay. Blue or flowered. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the blue one because, again, I like the contrast, and that's easy just to put it into one hole. Then it has two little legs, which are probably not legs, but then you just give them the split like this. Can you see? Like this, and then you have your brad through there. Okay, now you do the same thing on the other side, and the fun part is trying to figure out how far you did it before. But before I do that, let me grab another brad because that one's gone. That one is gone into the carpeting. I just love these little containers. I'm a container person. Okay, So again, you take your middle square, put it into the middle. You take your two sides, and with an eye of an eagle, try to line that up. And then about a quarter of an inch down from the top of your other square, where's the top? There it is. Quarter of an inch down, you're going to poke a hole. Oh, you guys, speaking of eagles, wasn't that heartbreaking what happened to the eagle cam? I don't know. I think it was on channel 5. They have, maybe they do it on 11 and 4. I'm not sure, but we watch the 5 o'clock news because that's what Brian does. But my son, the eagle cam, and I think the weight of this last snow that we had broke the branch, and the nest of the eagles fell. There was a little baby eaglet in there. That's what you call him. And he fell to his death, and it just broke my heart because we've been watching that stupid thing since it's been an egg. And just to have it, fall out of a tree was just tragic to me. But I suppose that's life in, what do they call that? The circle of life, huh? Lion King. Okay, so I got the brad through there. Gonna make this into an oval, into an oval. Okay, and try to do this again. It was easier last time. There we go. Okay, and then spread the, I want to say spread the news. Okay. So there we have our little basket here. Now you could put, and this is what we did in the olden days, we would put like a flower on both sides. I'm just going to make another flower. Thought I had to. Up, I do. You could put flowers there, but if you guys ordered this, I remember a couple weeks ago I did a bunch of cards with the playing in the rain, and I saw that somebody had used this bunny as an Easter bunny, and I was like, God, that is just too cute. So I cut him out. There he is, and he looks so cute there. You'd never know he was slapping around in the rain. I don't know. Can you see that? There you go. Now you can see the happy little bunny. I colored it in with my brain just snapped, but our markers that are the alcohol markers, and then to outline with some of the light gray marker so that, blenders, something like that. Anyway, and then it was supposed to be pink and it came out orange. Oh well, my bad. So because I don't have another bunny, I'm gonna just put on some, here we go, pop dots, which are not, someone else took that name. Ours are called dimensionals. Oh, speaking of ours and theirs, did you guys hear that the Stamparatus is discontinued? And do you know that it's already sold out? All the machines are sold out already. I'm like, holy buckets. They probably didn't have much in inventory, is my guess, to have been sold out within hours. Pretty crazy. And that's demonstrators. No, I guess that other people could have ordered from there. You guys. Okay, so that's two different color. I'll probably change that one out and make it a pink one. So there we have it. Our Easter table decorations, and no chocolate because I will have eaten it in here. Okay there, guys. I'm so glad you came by tonight. I will be having a stamping buffet where you get to choose which cards you want to do. It'll be, I haven't decided prices and cards yet, but that's going to be in a couple of weeks. Next week, we will be doing they are doing this lattice card. So we're going to be doing that next week, and that'll be fun and spring-like with all these flowers. So I'm very happy you joined us. I'll see you next week at 7 in the Crafty basement and also on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night.